Talking to the Arise integrated ecosystem, I'd like to summarize by saying it is built around 5 verticals. And the 5 verticals are from the raw material to the market. This is how we build our ecosystem around the core infrastructure that I just highlighted, the industrial zone, and the other 4 verticals like the raw material services, the logistic value chain, the O&M, and the processing and distribution. Thank you.
EPSA, Nigerian Export Processing Zone Authority, is actually a misnomer. It's an anomaly. An export processing zone, an industrial park like Arise, a tourism park, a technology village, a digital-free zone, which we're about to start the first in Africa. All of this constitute special economic zones. They're demarcated, fenced areas who have been given incentives so that they can carry out their investments, their diverse businesses without interference. We're not just regulators at NEPSA. We license, we establish, and we support all our zone investors. We want you to be able to carry out all the businesses you want, everything you want to do in your zone, including the companies, including you individuals sitting at the table, as well as the owner of the table, in a stable environment without encumbrances.
So it's a multi-dimensional free trade zone which we are developing. So to say that, IPR becomes a unique free trade zone. So this zone has 3 dimensions. So the first dimension is it is a NEPSA authorized free trade zone. It is also the special agro-processing zone, which is within it. And it has another compartment, which is a non-NEPSA free trade zone, special economic zone. So that's the dimensions. The reason I'm saying is the special agro-processing zone becomes the DBO of APB. We are going to specialize in agriculture. And the balance of the free trade zone is a mixed free trade zone, where you can have light industries and any other type of industries also allocated and related to the agro industry in the zone. And we have a non-NEPSA free trade zone within this parameter of phase 1A, which we presented to you. That is for industries who wants to be in the external environment, but have all the benefits of a special economic zone in terms of security, in terms of plug and play ability.
If you look at Ogun State, you'd see that the state is quite deliberate in the steps it takes to attract investors. One, we're called the gateway state, and it's not for nothing. You come into, if you come into the south of the country, you probably land in at Murtala Mohammed, and then you then go by land. If you're going by land, wherever you go in the country, you need to go by road. So whatever road you take to go to the west of the country, to go to the east of the country, and even if you're doing haulage and logistics, you're going to the north of the country, you will pass through Ogun State.
Ogun State is fortunate again to have gas lines, gas pipes running from the east of the country where the gas deposits are, and they run through Ogun State. So what we've been able to do and encourage our investors to do is to tap into this gas line to provide power, to feed the locations, to feed the economic development clusters, and ensure that they have that built-up infrastructure.
Now, when investors are looking at a preferred destination, they're looking at all these things. They're looking at profitability. They're looking at expansion. They're looking for ways to establish. They're looking for ways where they will have sustainable growth, which will not hit a peak in about 5 years. They're looking long-term. We find that we've been able to offer all these things in Ogun State, and that helps.
What is unique about AFC compared to a lot of other multilateral financiers in the infrastructure space is the fact that we're able to, one, come in very early. So we actually have a great project development team which is able to actually provide financing very early in development projects. As we know, a lot of these infrastructure projects, without the early development capital and technical expertise, 90% of them fall away on the continent. So that part is very critical for actually getting projects to bankability. So we have that. The other part that makes us very, very unique is the fact that we can invest across the entire capital structure. So we invest equity, we invest senior debt, and everything in between. What this special economic zone does very well is creates one-stop shop, effectively whereby investors can come in. You have a key raw material, which is there. This zone provides you an enabling environment in conjunction with government and the regulatory bodies to be able for you to set up shop, get access to raw materials, be able to produce or actually create processing units or any value additive units to this raw material and give you room to be able to export.
Is there a minimum size of a company that can be within the FCZ zone?
No, there is no minimum size requirement to be in a free trade zone. A company in a particular industry would present their business case to us, and we'll evaluate their business case, and they will give us the master plan to understand what kind of land requirement are there. So what happens at Arise is we'll work with you, hand in hand,
the biggest thing for everyone to capitalize in their failing trends is to decide to focus on their core and join a sort of economic zone which can provide them the necessary support.
Biggest issue around the farming sector still remains education.
As you've all heard, Africa has an immense potential. There still remains several areas that need the hands of all stakeholders to ensure that we can continue to grow Africa together.